Hi, my name is Wiley Sharp with Denison Yachting, and as a lifelong sailor, I've learned that proper preparation is the key to success for a good day on the water. Over the years, I've developed a 5-point checklist that I use every time before I leave the dock. Number one is I make sure everything is properly stowed away on the boat. One of the first things I do is I walk around the boat and make sure everything is properly stored. I go into each cabin, make sure there's nothing that's going to fall off a countertop, that all the hatches are closed, all the portholes are closed. One of the areas that most people forget to do is to go into the galley and make sure that if there's any dishes left on the countertop, that they're stowed in the sink or put in the proper cabinet. The second thing I do is I check the bilges on the boat. I want to make sure that they're dry, there's no salt water in there. I want to make sure the bilge pumps are working as well as the float switches. Now, sometimes people feel that's a little bit of overkill if you're just going out for a sunset cruise or a day sail, but it's those little things that ensure that a little problem doesn't turn into a big one. The third thing I like to do is check all the safety equipment on the boat. The 3 F's, as I like to call it. Your fire extinguishers, making sure they're all in date. Your flotation, ensuring that you've got proper throwables as well as PFDs for the amount of people on the boat. And make sure that I've got the proper flares on board and that they're in date. Not only is that safety equipment important for obvious reasons, but when you're out on the water, if you do get stopped by the police or Fish and Wildlife, it's important to have that readily available to avoid getting a ticket. The fourth thing I do is I go and I check the engines on the boat. So I check the transmission fluid, the engine oil, the coolant, as well as make sure the Raycor filter is clean. I also check the belt tension to make sure the fan belts are properly tensioned. And then I just do a general scan around the engine compartment, making sure that it's clean of any debris. Because without a clean engine compartment, it's really hard to detect an issue early on. So the fifth and final thing that I check before I go out sailing are the sails and the rigging. Now that seems really obvious, you're going sailing, but a lot of people forget to do that. So what I do is I start walking around the deck and I check all of the deck fittings to make sure that the shrouds are properly tensioned, that there's no clevis pins missing, anything like that. I'll check the roller furler, I'll check the forestay, I'll make sure all of the lifelines are in good shape. Once I get done checking all of the standing rigging, I'll go around and check all of the running rigging. Now, if I know that day I'm going to be flying the Spinnaker or Gennaker, Code Zero, Parasail, or whatever that downwind sail may be, or offwind sail, I'll make sure that I've got it properly rigged up because it's a lot easier to do it at the dock or at anchor versus underway. So these are the things that I do when I'm just either going out for a day sail or a casual cruise. If you're planning on doing a long passage or an offshore trip, there's a lot of different things that you need to check. So if you have any questions on that, please don't hesitate to shoot me an email or leave a comment down below.